Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly live BMX news show where we talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. So we're doing it live every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about what happened in BMX. And the big news from this past weekend was X Games. Talked a lot about it, and the results are in. X Games happened. We knew, maybe we didn't know, the BMX Park final, but in case we didn't, it rained after qualifications, so they took the qualification results as the final, with Marcus Christopher in third, Logan Martin in second, Daniel Sandoval in first. Then, when it came to BMX Flatland, which I gotta add was pretty fun to watch. The format that they do that in, if you don't know, is a battle format where basically they have a minute and a half and one person starts whenever they mess up or land whatever they're trying. The next person starts and the original first guy's time stops, or second guy's time starts. He does his thing. They go back and forth doing that. And then in the end, the judges pick who they felt did better in their minute and a half. And they move on, and it's a bracket moving to the championship, basically. But as far as the results go, the gold match was between John William Prevost and Yu Katagiri, with Yu taking the win. It was really fun to watch that. Matthias got third and Prevost got second. Next, BMX Park Best Trick went down, and you can guess who won it. Our Willie. Daniel Sandoval got second with a flare-ish triple tail whip. He was upside down if you pause it at the right point, and you got to flip it to be able to read his shirt. Kieran Riley, I forget what he did. Maybe it was the quad whip. I don't remember. But that was BMX Park Best Trick. And then men's BMX Street Finals with the man Boyd Hilder taking the win, Courage Adams getting second, and Garrett Reynolds getting third. Garrett did not beat Sean White's gold medal record yet. There's still time. There is still time. Those are all of the results, and if you want to watch the full replays of the competitions that went down between all of them, they're all linked in the description down below between Park, BMX Park Best Trick, Flatland, and Street. So you can catch up on everything X Games linked in the description down below, as well as everything else that I'm going to talk about today in the order that I talk about it. After that, FISE Montpelier 2023 is going down this weekend. The qualifications to get into the semifinals have already happened, I'm pretty sure, and the semis might be going down today. I don't know if you're able to watch those qualifications, and I'm not sure if you can even watch the finals or not. I don't know. They don't make it very easy to find these things out, but there's a course preview over on the Bloom where you can see the course. And yeah, this talks about practice time, so this is kind of already over with. And let me know if you guys know more. After that, he's missing in the chat today, but Huck Karinsky, it came out that he is a youth ambassador for Huffy. He's their first youth ambassador. It's a huge thing. This has been going on and in the works for a long time at this point, and they have done all of the due diligence to make sure they're doing everything right, and it's been pretty cool to see the development of this behind the scenes, and is finally out that Huck is riding for Huffy, and they are doing everything they can do to make sure that they're helping just get kids on bikes and be involved with the behind the scenes process of a bike like this one being put out there for people to buy. And yeah, it's cool to see. He's 8 years old and he's already in there with the legends who have ridden for Huffy. Fuzzy Hall. Who else has ridden for Huffy? Just there's so many legendary names throughout the years. I feel like Corey Nastasio rode for Huffy. A lot of names, and I don't want to be wrong, so I'm not going to say anymore. But it's cool to see that this is the Miami Valley News covering this, and I'm sure you'll see more about this stuff soon if you're paying attention in those places. Next, we get into the videos from this week, starting with the shortest, going to the longest. We got Raphael Jeroma Williams in a video called Represent. Jimmy Levan and Stu Thompson rode for Huffy. What else you gotta say? This video is taking place down from around the time of Nas, and Wu-Tang Clan was there. So basically, it uses the Wu-Tang Clan concert and this angle of it as like the music and the B-roll of a street video, and it's only 1 minute 12 seconds long. Let's check that out if that interests you. Then we've got Sam Downs in a Florida vacation video. It's another self-filmed video by Sam Downs, basically taking place at a lot of different Florida skate parks, self-filmed, of course. Then we've got Tim's story, Hey, film this, from Lux BMX. This one has a lot of burly riding in it, burly street riding. The last trick is a big gap to rail, and it's a big rail. A lot of technical stuff in here too, and a lot of different setups that are just technical and difficult to ride, which makes them burly at the same time because they're not super small either. They might look like it, but you can tell if you pay attention. These are difficult things to just do anything on. Then we got a video with Charlie Crumlish from S&M. It's called Tall Boy Tuesday, Charlie in the Chuck It Factory. Street video. Actually, no, they're riding the warehouse real ramp setup in here as well. But it's a really good video. The first clip is actually like one of the best clips in the whole thing. Could have been the ender. This Oppo feeble potentially to Fufanu on the 4 block. On the second one to flat. Solid video, fun to watch. Creative editing, creative writing. Greg Henry makes an appearance in here as well. Boom, Greg Henry. So yeah, check it out. Then we've got Mike O'Connell, 5.0 The Saga Edit. So Mike just recently turned 50 and made this video that is insane. Like, this amount of technical writing in here, the fact that he's 50 in this, there's a lot of really, really, really good stuff in here. So definitely check this one out to see what BMX at the age of 50 could look like for you if you keep riding. And it's cool to see how many different styles we've seen already in this video. And then these next few videos take it even further with the style, in that this video with Bruno Hoffman called Bullet takes place in Japan, where they have the bullet trains, and the style of the filming and editing from Rich Forn, you can tell that it has a feel and a vibe of a place. And it was really cool the way it was edited to the music and the B-roll with the train and the fast movements of the cameras. And I thought it was really cool to watch this. And then after that, watch this video from Eclat with Joe Jarvis and Alex Kennedy called Ambas. And this one has a completely different feel in a completely different area with different types of spots and things that they're riding, different music. And it's just totally different in style as far as riding goes too. And the contrast between Joe Jarvis and Alex Kennedy in their riding styles fit really well because they're doing such different things, that I thought it was a really fun video to watch. And considering the culture aspect of it between this and the Bullet video with Bruno Hoffman, then similarly with this video from Cult with Andres Ochoa, this video is similar too in that it's filmed in Colombia, and it's somewhat a similar feel as far as place goes to the last video, but it's also totally different too. I just thought it was kind of cool. 50 is the new 20. Hold on. That's money. I feel like 40 is the new 20. But anyways, it's just really cool when you pay attention to what all comes out in a week in BMX and look at how different everything is. There's so much that comes out. And then there's even more that we're going to get into in a couple more videos. We had coverage from the Meadowbank BMX Jam that went down in Australia last weekend. And then an update on the Yon Media BMX event that Vish is putting together at Epic BMX Shop, I think. It's June 3rd out there. And this is basically just a video where Vish and Dak build this ledge setup. It's a convertible ledge that goes from being a flat ledge to being an up ledge. And I don't know, it's a fun update. Vish brings us along for the ride. Good video to watch and just see what's going on with that event. But the video where I was talking about more styles being involved in here too is Matthias Beckman in a video called Guess Who's Back. And this one mixes a lot of flatland and street, and it's another totally different style and feel to the video. And I just think it's really cool how much different stuff that happens in BMX and that gets covered and talked about. And think about the fact that there's even that much more that doesn't get talked about and covered or isn't captured on videos. Like BMX in all of the different forms of it are alive and well. Just thinking too about this video with Pat Casey and Jason Watts, the Dream Yard refresh, where they're building more and refreshing Pat Casey's backyard, but these guys and their riding styles and how different they are than everything we've talked about to this point, because most of it has been street. Now we get to, backyard ramp, which literally was an X Games course, and Jason Watts with Pat Casey, whose styles are also totally different. It's pretty awesome. Then we've got a power hour up on the Fit YouTube channel with Hoder, Milky, and Josh D shredding at Volcom Skate Park in Costa Mesa, followed by Odyssey Say Less. This video, I'm pretty sure, came out last Friday, or maybe not. Maybe it was Saturday, May 13th. It was posted on BMX Union. I watched this one, and there was a lot of things that I wanted to say about it, so I hope I can remember all of them. First of all, with Paris being the thumbnail photo, what I think is so rad about Paris, aside from the fact that she's an incredible BMX rider, is that she is a contest rider who is also going on trips like this one and sending it in the streets, doing roof drops and roof gaps and all kinds of scary stuff that you don't normally see a contest rider, like Logan Martin. You don't see him going on a road trip with the rest of a team riding street. It's just the kind of thing where it's like, it's inherently risky to do that, because if you mess up too bad, then you might completely ruin your chances at going and winning something like FISE or even getting into the Olympics. So to see Paris doing this and going on a trip with all these literally Odyssey dudes, and riding just as good as they are, is pretty rad. And I just wanted to make sure that I talked about that, because it's just not something you see a lot of contest riders do, period. Then what else is there? Dennis Anderson. Dennis is the freaking GOAT. Like, it is insane to see the stuff that Dennis Anderson makes just look easy. This video is basically everybody else at the spot and setup, and then at the end of that little segment, it's Dennis doing the craziest stuff that anyone would ever think of at that setup. And it's just wild. I forgot too, I should list everybody who's in this one. Corey Walsh, Gary Young, Dennis Anderson, Paris, Justin Spree, Tom Dugan, and Noah Miranda. Next thing I wanted to say, Justin Spree. I want to ride trails with him so bad. I want to ride the trails that I dig on a regular basis with Justin Spree. He's doing so much good, like, tricks that you normally see people doing in the trails. He did a seat grab knack. That was the first one. I was like, damn. Then later, he did a no foot can to turn down. No foot can to turn down. What? Like, that is crazy. And he did it on a big box jump. That's so nuts. Then it comes to Tom Dugan. Tom Dugan is killing it in this video. Tom Dugan also does a crank flip to look back in this video that was amazing. And then we get to Noah Miranda. I had no idea who this dude was until watching this video. And you watch this and you're like, who is that guy that I don't recognize? And the stuff this dude's doing is so damn good that I cannot wait to see more. It was this whole video so good. Say less, basically. You don't need to talk about this video because the video speaks for itself. So just go watch it. Next up, we get to the longest video from this week. That is Chocolate Truck 2 in full is online now. And there is the write-up and pictures and everything from Dig issue 2022 that came out in December of last year. Everything about Chocolate Truck 2 that was in that is in this page that I have linked below. Lots of photos, some words. Really cool to see the print thing, then make it online in the format that I feel like works really well for BMX, just like videos do, where it's like you film a real video, you make a real edit, and then you put the stuff onto Instagram later, and it like covers all these bases in BMX. That's sick. Eric Elstrand wasn't on that trip because he doesn't ride for Odyssey. He rides for Sunday. Anyways, Chocolate Truck 2 online. The video, where is it? It's somewhere in here. The video is on this as well if you want to watch it. It is an hour and 17 minutes. That is a real full length, movie length BMX DVD. So definitely check this one out because this is like a culture of BMX in itself, and that's cool. Moving on, we get into the more interview type stuff, product type things. Yeah, Eric Elstrand is amazing. He just wasn't on that trip because he doesn't ride for Odyssey. There will be more from Eric Elstrand. He's one of the best, most talented riders out there with the way that he can ride his bike and do the creative things that he does. Just look at his last Instagram post with that like not a spin thing on that pipe, that T, whatever you call that, T fitting pipe. It's incredible. Next, S&M Bikes Factory Friday, episode 100. This is a super fun video. You just have to go watch it. So being Factory Friday, episode 100, they wanted to do something special for the employees who work at the building. So what we ended up coming up with, and I edited this, was an intro with the Shield team, music, Mission Impossible style font thing, just saying who people are, as well as what they do and how long they've worked at the building. It's a pretty fun intro to this one, so definitely check it out. And while we're sitting here talking about S&M and Fit and everything, make sure if you're going to buy anything from S&M or Fit, or if you want to, you use the code Brant, link in the description down below, to save 10% and help me out at the same time. Anyways, moving on, we've got a Corey Walsh bike check up on the Our BMX YouTube channel. I didn't get a chance to watch this one, but it says a very serious bike check. So I'm going to probably watch it just to see what that means. Good job on the title there because it made me want to know. After that, we got the podcast stuff from this week. Canode Knows with Bobby Canode this week with Chris Kyle. Lots of talk about the whole hot air balloon project and all these things, future plans, buying a house. Canode Knows Chris Kyle. And then last night, I did a podcast live stream with none other than not Volkswagen, which is funny because he talks about Volkswagen before we even went live last night, with Zach Gerber. Real talk with Zach Gerber, because he did a Instagram story talking about how a lot of podcasts talk about a lot of the same things and don't get super deep into the who somebody is, personal things about them, things of that nature. And I was like, all right. And also how there's a lot of things people just won't talk about or scared to talk about. And for the like record in my position on that too, and what I talk about, and here's like, you can't, some people can't talk about these things. Zach says the exact same thing. It's like, it sucks that BMX has to be scared when it comes to talking about certain things because it could hurt your position if you have the wrong stance on things or wrong opinion on certain things. And we talk about that type of stuff in this podcast, and I thought it was a really good one. We also may have got shut down by the government for a second. They disconnected our Skype call. It was weird timing, but check this one out. I think that a lot of people will dig this because we're just trying to be real and talk about real stuff. And on that note, that's all we have for BMX news this week. These links will all be in the description down below right after this. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. There's 22 people in here live. I love the fact that it's Friday at 10:22 a.m. and that's what we have. So I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.